Good morning. So in this recording, we're doing the Unit 3 Major Grade Review. It'd be better if you were actually here on the Zoom so that you can ask questions with your confusion, but at least you're watching the video. Let's go. All right, so question one. Let's make sure, guys, I'm not about to sit here and do the whole thing. That would be absolutely pointless, okay? So if I ask a question, try to interact with me as well. So finding the domain and range of the function. Represent the domain and range using inequalities. Identify whether the function is discrete or continuous. So let's start with the first question. We need to figure out the domain and we need to figure out the range. All right, let's do domain first. Domain, is that my X or is that my Y?
X.
X, yes. So we need to look at the X axis, the furthest left point to the furthest right point on the graph. So the furthest left point is at -5. This is an open circle, so what does that tell us? Yeah, just kind of talk louder though. Yeah, not equal to. So this is a not equal to sign. So it'd be -5 is less than X. And the highest X value is 7. But it's a closed circle telling us it is equal to. So less than or equal to 7. So this just tells me X, all the X values are between -5 and 7. X is everything.
I remember.
What'd you say, Jaden?
I remember this.
Good, I hope so. X is everything greater than -5, but everything less than or equal to 7. But we just use 2 less than symbols. That's how we write it. So that's our domain. Now we need to find our range, and our range are our Y values. Range are our Y values. So our lowest Y value is at -3. It's an open circle, so not equal to. So -3 is less than Y. Our highest Y value is 5. So that'd be less than or equal to 5. So this just tells us our Y's are everything between -3 and 5. Our Y values. So our domain and then our range. I don't know if there's a less than or equal to sign on Canvas. I think there is. But if not, you can just put the less than sign and then the equal to sign next to it. So once we finish this, y'all can just hit submit and y'all should all get 100 on it. All right, then the last question says, is it continuous or is it discrete? Is it continuous or discrete?
Continuous?
It is continuous. I think I heard that in the class when I was drinking water. So continuous. So these are inequalities telling me it's continuous between these two values. If it was discrete, there would be individual, it would be a scattered plot. And I wouldn't use inequalities. I would list out every point. So this is continuous. Continuous.
So you write the domain and range down on here, and then we write it in continuous?
Yeah. Explain it however you want to. do number 2. So even if you're not done with number 1, you can finish it at the end. I don't want to wait too long in between questions. What?
No, I look at the line under the
So I said I don't know if they have it on there. I think they do. Let me look. Like in here, you put
it the line under.
Oh, press this little thing right here in the math quill at the end, and then go to relationships. And then the less than or equal to sign and greater than or equal to sign should be over here.
Oh. Okay, how did you go to? Well, it's FX on the text box. And they go to relationships. And then let's think.
So let's go ahead and do number 2. Write the equation for the following table. So this is in the format of y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. So we need to find the slope and we need to find the y-intercept. How do I find the slope of a table?
The grader is raising her hand.
Well, just say it out loud because I'm not looking.
So is it like, so did you get 2 x's and 2 y's? And then,
yes.
Like,
yes, so we need to find 2 points because we're going to have to use our slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is how I find slope. So I'm going to just use these 2 points, x1, x2, y1, y2. Oh, well. There's Rodolfo. All right, so let's find our slope. Y'all can find it without me.
It's not letting me, like, just go to the second question.
Boy, go to the second question. You are making me take forever.
Like, I would put it in right on that thing that you told us to do, and then like it just put in like some random stuff now.
No, yeah, it's gonna do that, but once you submit your answer, it's gonna look different. It's like a code. It's coding what it's gonna put down. What up, Rodolfo? So y2 minus y1, so -5 minus 7 over 1 minus -5. Just use L calculator. -5 minus 7 is -12. 1 minus -5 is 6. So -12 over 6 is -2. So here, I my answer, I'm going to put -2. But then I got to find the y-intercept. How do I find the y-intercept?
Oh, you put 2 other ones in the, like, to fill in for the y and b? No. Yeah.
All right, very close. So I fill in stuff. What am I filling in for?
Y and x.
The y and the x. So I need to choose a point. I'll just choose this point down here that I didn't use. So 4 is an x, -11 is a y. So I'm going to plug those in. So -11 equals, put our slope here, -2 times the x value we chose, 4, plus b. So -11 equals -8 plus b. How do I get rid of this negative 8?
Add 8.
Perfect. So I'm going to add 8 to both sides. Negative 11 plus 8 equals 3. Negative 3. Not bad. Negative 3. But if you notice here, it already says minus, so just put 3.
Is that 8 negative? No. Well, yeah. Negative. But then we added 8 to get rid of guilt, to get rid of it.
Thank you, Jada. All right. We good?
I just couldn't see.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, moving to number 3. What is the equation of a line that is parallel to the y-axis and goes to the point negative 2, 5? So remember on these, I say take your time. So I'm gonna draw, for me, I'm gonna draw an x and a y-axis. So Jaden, this kind of answers your question. This could be done in your head, but I notice people who do it in their head usually mess up. So write the equation of a line that's parallel to the y-axis. So if it's parallel to the y-axis, is it gonna be a vertical line or a horizontal line?
If it's parallel, yeah, then vertical line.
You say vertical?
Or Patterson.
What? So it's going to be a vertical line, goes to the point negative 2, 5. So negative 2, 5 would be somewhere over here. So my line would look like this. So if it's vertical, I'm writing Vux. That would mean a vertical line is undefined, and it's an x equals equation. So what would my answer be on this one?
X equals to negative 2.
Perfect, x equals negative 2, because that is the x value in this ordered pair. So it'd be x equals negative 2. Yay! Yes! All right, moving on. Write an equation of a line that goes to the point negative 4, 10, and negative 8, 2 in standard form. So this one's going to take a little bit more than we're used to. So I brought a hint here. Let's find the slope first. So everyone go find the slope and then tell me what it is. So we have 2 points here. So this can be x1, y1, x2, y2. What up, Robert?
Hello.
We're on question 4 right now. Everyone's finding the slope.
Okay.
Which one is y1? Because you put y1 and y1.
I did not put y1 and y1. Boy, get on the Zoom so you can see better.
I don't have the Zoom code.
I put x1, y1, and x2, y2.
It's okay.
What'd y'all get for the slope? Still working on it? All right.
I got 2.
You got 2? All right, I will go with yours. 2 minus 10 over negative 8 minus negative 4
Oh, I put it in.
is negative 8 over negative 4, which is awesome. So make sure you have that slope on your worksheet. So yes, the slope of this is 2. So automatically, I want everyone to notice. Look at the answer choices. I want you to be able to look at these and tell the slope quickly. For example, A has a slope of 2 over 1 because it's A over B. And remember I told you the sign in the middle, if it's minus, then you know the slope is positive. So A has a slope of positive 2. B has a slope of negative 2. 2 over 1, but there's a plus sign, so it'll be negative 2. C has a slope of 1 over 2, because this has a coefficient of 1. And it's positive because there's a minus sign. And D has a slope of 1 over 2, but negative because there's a plus sign. So just based on the slopes, I can already find my answer. But I want to make sure we know how to do it from here. Since this slope is positive 2, I know it's going to be 2x minus y equals some c value. And even though I do not have to do this for this problem, you will have to do this in the future. So I need you to know how. If I know it's 2x minus y equals some c, how could I figure out what the c value is? I have a point here, I have a point here. Could I do anything with the point maybe to find out my c value?
Plug in one of the points?
Perfect. I can just plug in one of the points. So I'm just going to plug in this first point. Do it on your paper too. Trust me, you need to know how to do these things because we're going to keep getting exceptionally harder throughout the year. You need to know, okay, what do I need? Do I have an X and Y to plug in? I do. So let me go plug that in. So you have to look at all your necessary tools in order to get the answer. So I plugged in the X and the Y, the first X and Y. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Minus 10 equals C. So negative 8 minus 10 is negative 18. So that's why the C value is negative 18. So my answer would be A. Ask me questions if you are confused.
Oh my God, what's wrong?
How many questions are on here?
There is 14.
Okay, let's get a little faster. All right, number 5. This is a matching one. So it says match the rate of change with this equation. Well, the 2 easiest ones are the middle one, the 2 middle ones. So this middle one, what is the slope?
7. No, 7.
2.5.
No, yeah.
3.5. That's in the form of y equals mx plus b. The number always multiplied to x is your slope. So drag it down and 2.5. All right, this one, this third one. What is the slope of this one?
2.
2, thank you. The slope is 2. This is in the form of y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. 2 is in the place of m. So 2 is your slope.
Switch them around.
Little extra, what is the point that it's giving you? What is the point that it's giving you?
-2 and 1.
2, 1.
Thank you. Awesome. -2 and 1. So remember, it's opposite on this one. Plus sign, negative, minus sign, positive. All right, so we need to figure out the slope of the first one and the last one. So if you can do the trick in your head, cool. You can look at this and find the slope, -a/b. But it doesn't really matter because I always want you to change it into slope-intercept form. So for this one, it is positive 2x, so all I would have to do is subtract 2x from both sides. That'll give me y equals 12 minus 2x. So what's the slope?
The slope is 2.
What?
2.
-2. Thank you. Yep, perfect. There's your slope. All right, then the last one, 4x minus 5y equals -15. I'm going to change this again into slope-intercept form. If you can do the trick in your head, that's awesome. But again, I'd rather you know how to change this into slope-intercept form. So subtracting 4x from both sides, that will leave me with -5y equals 15 minus 4x. So this one, there should be work shown because you should be changing these into slope-intercept form. -5 is multiplied to y. So to get it off of it, I would have to divide by -5. That will give me y equals 15 divided by -5 is -3. -4 over -5 is positive 4/5 x. So my slope is 4/5, positive 4/5. Whatever that is as a decimal. I think I wrote it in decimal form.
Is that 3x?
What? It says -3 plus 4/5 x. All right. Do I need to go back or you're okay?
Go back. Yeah, you can go back. No, actually, it's a whole.
You said go back or go forward? No, I can't hear you. All right, let's go to number 6. So we're trying to find the slope. It says find the rate of change for each interval. So we're finding the slope of each line here. So the blue line, green line, purple line, black line. So slope, how do we find the slope of a graph? Rise over run. So let's do the blue line first. So I only see 2 points to choose from. I see a point right here and a point right here. So I need to figure out my rise over run. This is going by ones, so this is pretty easy. My rise is 1. My run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my run. So the slope of the blue line should be 1/5. Positive, right? Because this is going up. This line is increasing. Find the slope of the green line and tell me what it is. I don't know. I didn't even look at it yet. Okay, what would 2/6 reduce into?
1/3.
Make sure you're doing rise over run. Rise over run.
Sorry.
So rise over run would be 6/2. So that would reduce into 3. So I'm going to choose these 2 points. So my rise is 3. My run is 1. So it's 3/1 or just 3. All right, this purple line, a horizontal line has a slope of what?
0.
0. So this one is straight up 0. And then the black line, please remember the slope here would be negative because this line is going down. So find 2 points. Rise over run. Hey, we're almost done. Open. Number 7. All right, write the equation of the table below. So first we need to find our slope. Notice I have this in standard form. So we're gonna have to put a little bit more effort into it. Not really though. So let's start off with finding the slope. So find the slope and tell me what it is.
I got 1/4.
1/4. What point did you use, Jada?
I used -4 minus -5 and then -6 minus -10.
Okay, so you accidentally subtracted the y from the x.
No. Okay, yeah, let me redo it.
It's okay. It's a mistake a lot of people make. so you should get a slope of positive 2/5. So because it's positive and in standard form, I know it's going to be 2x minus 5y equals some c value. So Sophia told us earlier how to find our c value is we plug in a point. So everyone plug in a point and tell me what y'all get for c. So it doesn't matter what point you choose because all the points will give you the same c value.
So I'm gonna do this here.
I got 10.
That is perfectly correct. So I'm just gonna go put in the first point.
Yes, I did.
Cool. So when you write in your answer, you can put 2x. It's already the minus signs there. 5y, not 5y, my bad. Just put the 5 because y is right here, and then 10. Awesome. Okay, speak up if it's not making sense because I need this to make sense to you. Jada, I know I hear a lot of mumbling over there. Does this make sense to y'all? Audio is kind of bad, so I just hear voices. All right, this one should be pretty simple. So this one might be one that you really don't need to show work on. So what is the equation of the following graph? So this is a vertical line. So y'all can just tell me the answer.
X equals -r.
Equals -5.
Yeah, awesome. So x equals -5. So this is a vertical line, so vex. So I know it's an x equals equation. The x value is -5 at this point. On all these points, the x is -5. So that's why it's x equals -5. Awesome. What'd you say?
For number 8 and number 9, do we have to write something down for this?
If you're trying to keep your paper organized, you could just write bucks and then hoy. So what's the answer for number 9 then?
Oh.
Y is -2.
Perfect. So this is hoy. Y is -2 because the y value at this point is -2. So because this is a horizontal line, I know the slope is 0 and it's y equals -2. Almost done. Oh yes, the rest of these problems are like super simple. Okay, so number 10 says, what is the equation for the linear inequality below? If you notice, all the answer choices have the same slope and have the same y-intercept. So I'm not looking for slope and y-intercept here. I don't need to. That would be a waste of my time. What I need to look at is the shading and the type of line it is. This line is solid. So what does that solid line tell me?
Less than or equal to?
So it means equal to. And because the shading is below the line, it's less than. Thank you, Serenity. So this would be a less than or equal to equation. So y is less than or equal to -4x plus 5. Good. Y'all are making me so proud. Who was y'all's 8th grade teacher? LOL. Whatever.
Miss Penny, I
Whatever. Y'all just, okay, this one has multiple answers. Which of the following ordered pairs is in the solution set of the linear inequality below? So this one has multiple answers, so let's look at the first one. It says -5, 0. So -5, 0 would be right here on the graph. Is that in the solution? Yes.
Yes.
In the shaded region. Second one says 0, 5. That's right here. Is that on the solution?
Yes.
Yes. Since this is a solid line, it means equal to. This is part of the solution. 5, 0 is right here. Is that in the solution?
No.
No. That is not in the shaded region, so therefore it's not part of the solution. And 7, 1 is right here. Same reason, not in the solution because it's not in the shaded region. This would be greater than the line. Whoa. All right. Number 12. What is the equation for the following linear inequality below? This one is a little different. We actually need to figure out the equation. They all say greater than, so the inequality is fine. So we're not worried about the inequality. What we're worried about is the point that it's giving us. So if you notice, all the x's say 2 and all the y's say 3. So it's trying to point to some type of 2, 3 somewhere on the graph. So it could be a -2, 3 or -2, -3. So when I see problems like this, I'm like, okay, let me first look at let me see if 2, 3 is on the line. +2, +3. +2, +3 is on the line. On the line, not the shaded region. That's not what we're asking about. We're asking about the actual line here. So 2, 3, +2, +3 is on the line. And -2, -3 is not on the line. -2, -3 is not on the line. 2, -3 is not on the line. So I'm looking for which of the equations below show that +2, +3 is part of the line. So which one below would show, this is all in the format of y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Which one shows if you plugged in 2, 3 for the x value and the y value? Because of the hesitation, I'm thinking we don't know, or am I just not hearing it?
Is it the one at the bottom?
The very last one you're saying?
Yeah.
So close, but remember in this format, it's opposite. So if there's minus signs, it's telling you they're two positive values. So what will that be then? Yes. Now I want you to understand why. Okay, we already know the slope is 0.5. So if I put in 0.5 here, that's fine. Okay. And then it's x minus, the formula says x minus, and if I plug in 2, it'll be x minus 2 for the x value. And the formula says y minus, so if I plug in 3, it's y minus 3. If they were negative values, let's say it was -2, -3 instead. This is not part of this actual problem. I'm just saying, if it was -2, -3 instead, and I plugged it into this formula, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, when I plug it into the formula, y minus y1, well, the y is -3. This negative would make the y plus 3. So that's why it's the opposite sign. Equals m times x minus -2. Well, this would make it x plus 2 because of negative. So that's why it's the opposite sign, because the formula has minus signs. So when you're just plugging in, positive numbers would keep the minus sign, but negative numbers would make them positive. So that's why it's opposite. So maybe understanding why will help you remember. All right, this is our last one. This one asks, what is the zero of the linear equation? What is the zero? What is a zero? Go look back at your notes. What is a zero? It should be part of your definitions when we were looking at graphs and graph features. Or quickly Google it. I'm not telling you the answer. What is a zero? So the question is asking, what is the zero of the linear equation 2x minus 3y equals 12? I'm asking, what is it asking? What is a zero? What is it asking for?
Is it asking for the y-intercept?
No. Not the y.
So is it the x-intercept?
Thank you. It's asking for the x-intercept. If you don't already have this in your notes, I need you to write it. Zero is the same thing as the x-intercept. It could be asked either way. Those are synonymous words, zero and x-intercept. So when it's asking for the x-intercept, it's asking for the zero of the equation. There are two ways to solve this problem. No, plugging this into Desmos and looking at the graph is not an option like this. Because I've already said it, and I don't know if everyone knew this, but last year they changed the guidelines for Desmos. You can't just plug it in standard form. It would have to be in slope-intercept form. So you have two options. You could change this to slope-intercept form, which should be by now pretty easy to do. It's the same two steps. So I could change it into slope-intercept form and go check Desmos and see where the graph crosses the x-intercept. Or I could just use the standard form and think about this real quick. If it's asking for the x-intercept, right, it's asking where this line crosses the x-axis. At that point, the y value is 0. Anywhere on the x-axis, the y value is 0. So what I could do is just plug in 0 for y. 2x minus 3 times 0 equals 12. That will give me 2x. 3 times 0 is 0, so I can just cancel that out, equals 12. Divide both sides by 2. That would give me x equals 6. So the x-intercept is 6. Look at the answer choices. There's two things that say 6. But which one of these points would be on the x-axis? I think I heard the answer, but I don't know if it wasn't projected loud enough for me to hear.
Third one?
Yeah, the third one. This would be on the x-axis, 6, 0. So that would be my answer. So you had two options here. I showed you both options. All right, guys. So that was the Unit 3 Major Grade Review. Next class, we'll be taking the test. Now, for the rest of the periods, 8:30, we have 30 minutes left. Let me stop recording.